Good afternoon, Dr. Hagan. I'm Jamie. This is my painting behind me. I'm going to show it off because it's one of my favorites. But one of the videos that I wanted to respond to was both the father talking to his infant son on the couch, and then also the mom talking to her 3, maybe getting on 4-year-old daughter. It was hard to tell. On talking to her about things like the polka dots on her shirt and things like that, and focusing on language development because that's something that I've been interested since my infancy class and really before that too, especially with my 2 kids. And in that video with the 4-year-old, 3 to 4-year-old girl, I'm gonna guess probably closer to 3 actually. Um, there's a lot of good things that you're seeing interaction with her and her mom and this guided gaze following of getting her to talk about all these different things. I'm like, oh, like look at this polka dot on your shirt. Like, what color is that? And sort of leading her on these other like thought experiences, like what's at the zoo, and just getting her to really develop that language and like recalling a bunch of these concepts and things that she knows and making it a fun interaction of playing with her mom. And that's one of the things, honestly, that I miss about my kids when they were little. Because yeah, we still talk quite a bit now. I've got a very close relationship with both of my kids. But there's a different quality to it, I guess, when they're that little and you're more actively participating in like the early parts of their language development. And exciting, it's exciting as a parent, like seeing that emerge at the beginning. Because like I said, my daughter is 11 now, so like she's learning new things all the time, but it's just not that same quality as when she's 3 and I'm talking about new things that she's learning and everything is just so brand sparkling new for her. But then with the video with the dad and the probably 6 to 8 month old baby, I'm guessing the way he was sitting on the couch, and like discussing what was, I'm assuming was some kind of game on the TV, maybe football or something. And the babbling behaviors that the baby has and the way that the dad is interacting with him as though the baby's speaking real words, even though obviously we know that he isn't. Because that's exactly what you're supposed to do to help foster their language development. You're supposed to engage with them and have conversations with them even before they're cognitively able to have conversations or even produce words. Because babbling's that beginning stage of language. Sorry, I keep looking down because I've got some notes here about things that I wanted to talk about. But that video was super cute with the dad and the baby on the couch. The way he interacts with them was really precious. And same with the mom with the newborn. I miss that with my little babies. I miss just talking to them about anything and having them just like enraptured with you and having that close like face-to-face contact. I miss that. And then the other thing that I wanted to respond to was the mamahood video. And I was really kind of connecting to it because when my daughter was first born, I really wanted to breastfeed her. Like that was top of the list, important to me as a new mom, which it's interesting for me to reflect on why that was so important to me. Because I've talked a lot about my teenage mom and our blog posts and things like that and what our relationship was like as a mom and daughter and things that just didn't happen with her and me. But regardless, it was very important to me to get pregnant, have a baby, and go through all of those physical connecting things to my child. And I used to go, so Aubrey was severely tongue-tied when she was born. We didn't find this out until she was a few days old. And it really caused a lot of problems with her being able to eat well and being able to nurse well. And so she was losing a lot of weight, and it was kind of dicey there at the beginning of her birth. And after we found that out, I was going to the weekly nursing, like breastfeeding support group at the hospital. And even though it was only supposed to be a weekly meeting, they had 2 groups, one that was like Tuesday, Thursday, and one that was Monday, Wednesday. And I was going to both of them, trying to just keep constant track of her weight because it was such a struggle for her, just to be able to use her mouth effectively. And for me too, because she was tongue-tied and she wasn't able to use her mouth effectively, that affected my supply and how much I was able to produce. And like, we had a rocky start to breastfeeding. But I remember being in that group with all these different moms and experiencing all of those kinds of mom stereotypes and like the crunchy granola mom and like the the overproducer mom that was just donating like ounces and ounces and ounces to milk banks and things like that, and other moms that are like barely making it, and moms like me that had to do both, where I was breastfeeding and supplementing. And there is an unfortunate kind of clash with like different mom stereotypes and what's best for your kiddo and how to handle that. And I still like experience those kinds of stereotypes even now that my kids are 11 and 6, and just meeting moms on the playground, and there are quiet judgments that people aren't vocalizing, but you sense it, you know it's there. So I really connected to that at the end when the stroller's going down the hill. Like that's happened to me. Not quite as drastically, but it did definitely happen when my son was born. We were on the playground at my daughter's school for pickup time, and I was talking to some other moms, and I had not noticed that my daughter had undone the brakes on his stroller. And I turned around, and his stroller was just going down towards the playground, and there's like a little drop off, and I was like, no! I have to go chase after my kid. So it was probably an experience more people have than we realize. Just like all kinds of things. I remember going to a comedian once talking about like how many parents have like put their kids in the car seat, gotten in the car, driven to the store, only to realize you did not buckle your kid into their car seat. So I think things like that are a lot more universal than we would like to admit. But I guess the end message is just these different ways that we go about parenting and go about feeding our children, or this, this or that, is not really the point. The point is being able to have strong relationships with our kids, and just moving on from there and just being the best parent that we can be. So that's my reaction to, I guess, 3 of the videos I just did. But been enjoying the semester so far. It's been a lot, especially as a single mom with 2 kids, but we're making it. So it's nice to meet you, and you have a good one. Bye-bye.